What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of the Three Wide Podcast, hosted by yours truly. Along today with the Ferrari man. How's it going, bro? How you been?
It's alright. It's alright, mate. How you?
Been missing Formula One, but there's around 2 months and a week left until
Less
testing.
less than 100 days or something, or like
But
around
testing.
like 90
But
days or
that
something.
countdown was to Bahrain.
The
Testing,
Bahrain, yeah.
testing.
That's the only one I'm really keeping track of.
Right.
I mean, testing too, but like,
We want the race.
testing's
Come
like
on,
what?
let's get my
Yeah, yeah. You want that ace director,
There we go.
you know?
My pen cap fell. Anyway,
But
a lot of moves recently in the Formula One market. Not as much in the driver market, however, in the team principal market. So to break it down for you, recently we had the firing of not firing, I guess we'll call it the mutual end between Ferrari and Mattia
nah, he
Binotto.
got binned. He got binned. He got binned. He got binned. We'll call it.
Okay,
He got binned.
but Latifi got binned too, but he knew that shit was coming. So okay, we'll call it the sacking of Mattia Binotto, leading Mr. Frederick Vanseur. How do you say? I don't even know how to say his name.
Vezur.
Sure.
I think.
The Alfa Romeo team principal going to Ferrari, meaning a spot opened up in Alfa, and Andreas Steidl, I think, right, the ex McLaren boss, went to Alfa, leading Stella, the ex engineer. I don't know his original position, but the one guy in McLaren, a very popular guy, Stella, was preferred and promoted to team principal role in McLaren because, as you know, Zach Brown is only the CEO, not actually the team principal. So, with also Jos Capito, the Williams team principal, is, I believe, also gone. So I know Lando and Albon recently thanked their ex-team principals, as Capito was kind of responsible for the retrieval of Albon services. As we all know, he was out of Formula One before his Williams seat, and Lando and Steidl had a pretty strong connection with each other after Lando's been and he's been the superstar of McLaren for the last 2 years. Let's be honest. And yeah. But I want to talk to you, because you are the Ferrari man, about the appointment of Frederick. And what does this mean for Charles Leclerc and Sainz? Because as we know, Leclerc and Frederick worked with each other at Alfa Romeo. So can you give us some intel? What are your sources at Ferrari telling you?
I mean, at the moment, not really sure what info I have, but I do want to say one thing. I'm not really sure what the better options were at the time, but I know that there were better options.
Name them. Name them.
I'm not like. I mean. Oh man, what was there was like a French engineer in.
I know Ross Brawn was a name, but he's a name that's always thrown around.
Yeah, I mean, if Ross Brawn joined, then it's over. It's over. I'm sorry, it's over. But like, he's already entering his retirement phase, you know.
Oh, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. I sent it to you earlier, but keep going.
He's in his retirement phase, so he's not gonna. I mean, the only thing he's doing is basically leaking, I guess. Not leaking, but like, sort of hinting at what could be coming forward. But honestly, I think that there was like a French engineer that was pretty high up there in Ferrari. He was a contender. I think some other people in Ferrari. There were some contenders. I wouldn't have chosen Frederick Vasseur because I'll tell you why. He was there with Charles Leclerc in 2018, obviously, but right now at Ferrari, there is no number one driver.
Fair.
At least in terms of like driving. I mean, stats wise, Charles Leclerc obviously a little better, but
I think Charles is definitely like
he's definitely there. He's definitely there, but like at the same time, there's no 1-2 like extreme domination.
Yeah,
there's no like extreme domination. It's not like a Max Checo, Lewis George type thing. There's no extreme outlier / domination.
I wouldn't even call Lewis George.
They're pretty even.
I wouldn't call Lewis George a number 1-2 driver. But at the beginning of the season, yes. But after what we saw in like Brazil, for example,
Yeah, Yeah, I mean,
I think.
still,
Well,
he
keep
did
going.
pull out some cool stuff in Brazil, but like, catching up from the back, obviously is not easy. But what's it
No, no,
called?
no, no. I'm saying
They
when Russell won this year in Brazil
Oh,
and
yeah,
Hamilton was
yeah, yeah.
P2.
I mean, yeah,
I
but then you're comparing Lewis's like, 103 wins versus that one
no,
win.
no, no,
There's
no,
like
no, no,
no
no, no,
extreme
no.
no
But,
extreme
but no, listen,
domination.
listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying is Lewis did not win all year, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I get George hasn't won either, but
Except for
I would
Brazil.
think they might swap around to make sure Lewis gets his win, but no, they
Yeah.
were happy and Lewis. So I think I'll say a little hot take, but I'll let you finish your statement because I want to get your opinion on what I gotta say next.
I I mean, I think that honestly they're pretty evenly matched. There's no one
Yeah,
two
definitely.
driver, no number one driver at Ferrari right now. They're both pretty evenly matched, and um Frederick Vasseur is the type of guy where he's gonna make a number one driver. And if we're all being honest, you already know
I
who
think there are
he's gonna
definitely
pick. He's gonna
signs of
pick Charles
Leclerc
Leclerc.
being the number one driver. Like I think Leclerc
Yeah,
is
there
more
is,
in the
but like
news of Ferrari.
Frederick
Like
Vasseur Yeah,
his
but like Frederick Vasseur is gonna highlight that though. He's gonna like
That's the
outlier
word.
that
That's the
shit,
word
and
I was
it's
looking
like,
for. Highlight because I feel
yeah,
like when Leclerc performed well early this season, it was a lot more highlighted in like the press and the media, as Carlos Sainz's like performances wasn't as highlighted. For example, there was like a 10 race stretch where Carlos Sainz outscored Leclerc, I believe 9-1. That wasn't
yeah,
mentioned by anybody to an extent that
yeah,
Leclerc winning. Leclerc was supposed to be the man to challenge Max, right? But it didn't end
yeah.
out, both due to driver difficulty, driver error, and strategical error. Definitely down to both, but I believe
But
because of
here's the
the
thing, like
going on.
I genuinely think that he's gonna make it like a 1-2 driver, and he's gonna pick probably Charles Leclerc to be a number one driver. That's firstly what I was gonna say. The second thing was I don't think Mans cut off to lead such a really good team. Like he
Mhm.
was chilling in the Alfa Romeo spot because Alfa Romeo's like Alfa Romeo, they're like, eh. They're like, midfield, okay, midfield. Nobody, let's be honest, nobody cares who the hell's leading the midfield. I mean, it's midfield, bro. Nobody cares about that. But on a top team, you want a top dude. Like Bonotto was not a good choice since the beginning, but especially this year, you could really see Bros not it and should have been
Also,
binned
that's
immediately.
another thing. I feel like I know Ferrari's always expected to win, right? But Mercedes have dominated the last couple of years, right before this one,
Yeah,
and Red Bull dominated this year, right? So there was kind of an expectation that okay, maybe we won't really win because of the Mercedes dominance, right? That's over now. But it's Formula One's a lot back then. That's over now, right? It's a lot more open than it used to be. We saw Red Bull this year, whatever. Red Bull, let's all remember, are getting a significant penalty this year that, according to Horner, is going to cost them 3 seconds a lap.
I
Okay,
find that cap honestly.
so
I mean,
that's
as much as I want to believe him, everybody likes the cap in this
let's
sport.
take the words for what they mean, right? Let's say Red Bull, this penalty does affect Red Bull. We're not sure that Mercedes is going to make the comeback we all want them to make, right? And early this year, we saw what that Ferrari could do. Even late this year, we saw it
It
in
did
Brazil. Charles went from what 20 to fourth. We know what that
something like
Ferrari
that,
could do.
yeah.
There is now not only expectation, because there's always expectation with the prancing courses, right? There's always expectation. You're driving or leading that red prancing course, you're expected to win every single time, right? But now
Yeah,
it feels like the time is coming. You have a really, really strong driver lineup. Seb and Kimi were strong, right? But Kim was kind of at the end of his career, and Seb was getting there. Seb and Charles were strong, but Seb was, again, closer to retirement. You got Charles and Carlos Sainz, who are in their prime, if not about to enter their prime. You need to win. You need to win now. I think there's never been as much pressure and expectation on Ferrari now as compared to more recently. Do you agree with that?
yeah, yeah. I mean, for
I don't think
sure.
they like in the years prior. I think Bernardo would have got another chance to stay, another year to stay. But because of the fall of the Mercedes, and because of the dominance and now penalty that Red Bull might face, and the pace that Ferrari showed in the beginning of the year, I think there is now an increased amount of expectation and pressure for Ferrari to deliver. And we saw what their CEO, not only the Formula One CEO, but the CEO of Ferrari in general, the motor company, say We are tired of finishing second or third. It's only the first and second losers. We want to win. When you drive the red prancing horses, you are expected to win. And now I think those expectations are, real.
Wait, hold on a second. Oh, my audio driver went bust.
You don't hear me?
Yeah, I'm good now.
You hear me?
My
Okay,
audio
so
driver
basically what I
went
said
bust.
is I think now there's a lot more pressure to win as both a Ferrari driver and a leader because of A, the Mercedes fall off, and B, because of Red Bull exposing that, hey, we're here, but now we have a penalty. This is Ferrari's time.
I think so too, and I really hope that they don't crap up this opportunity. But honestly, with whatever they were going with before, honestly, if it wasn't for the strategy, I feel like they still could have honestly put up a really good fight. They did put up a pretty decent fight all the way to the end. But really what it comes down to is, are they cut out to win, right now? And what's it called? If not, then really it's just comes down to, I feel like the CEO, damn it, the team principal. And honestly, I just feel like Binotto, like, he had to go. Bro had to go. And I think that was the right call, what they made. But at the same time, we really need to see what they got cooking up, because I think they have a very solid chance of winning in 2023. The driver lineup's perfect. Car is good, assuming that they'll improve it. And from what I've been hearing, the rumors, they apparently found 20% boost in performance. I want to believe that, and I think it might be true. We have to see that. But when you have no leader, there's not much you can do. And Binotto, he was just. I felt like, honestly, when I was watching the race, like, you remember when we had the interviews when, I think, where was it? It was in Brazil. The Alpine, Omar, whatever his name is, Omar was on talking to
Fernando about Ocon and Alonso.
No. He was like literally talking in the middle of the race to what's his name, Ted and Crofty.
Brundle.
Brundle, yeah, Brundle. And what's it called? And we've had like the Zach Brown do the same. I think it was like in a different race.
Horner.
From the Ferraris, Horner. I've never heard of the Ferrari guy.
Not as much Toto.
Not as much Toto, but Ferrari, I've never heard him talk.
That's a good point. Actually, that's a really good point. I don't even know what he sounds like.
Right?
It's a good point. It's a good point.
And the other thing is, even if he did talk, very short. Like, he's keeping it super short, as if he's like there to sleep.
Do you think
I honestly
am convinced
that he just comes there to sleep.
Do you think he's not like
That's
dominant?
what I'm honestly convinced. What?
You think he wasn't like assertive with his he should have been more dominant?
No. I think that he should have been more with the team. I feel like he came there, he took a nap, and he went home. Like, he'd answer like a few questions, and then he'd go take a nap.
Like, how beef. Well, I mean, Drive to Survive kind of gasses it, right? But there was definitely beef between not only Red Bull and Mercedes, but Horner and Toto,
it's like,
right?
it felt like everything else was like irrelevant.
But Horner and Toto went out it a lot.
I mean, yeah, but everybody else was like,
Binotto, maybe he lacks a bit of ruthlessness, which it's a pretty good shout from you, honestly.
Binotto just lacks the fact that
he's the leader of Ferrari.
What?
This is Ferrari.
I feel like you can't be like,
this is Ferrari.
You can't be like that. Yeah, you gotta.
And I think top team. I think the firing of Binotto says we're here. This is Ferrari.
Yeah, to win. We're taking this shit seriously, right. Because even in 2021, despite them like 7th and 8th and whatnot, I mean, still, what's it called? I still didn't hear Bro's presence.
Yeah.
Like, right. If you look up Ferrari team principal, yeah, you'd see Mattia Binotto, but like on the media presence, Bro had very, very little, very little, and it just shows that like Bro either A, doesn't care, or B, something's definitely fishy over here, and it's just not working out. Like Ferrari needs like a Toto Wolff, Christian Horner,
someone ruthless, not afraid to assert dominance.
Dude,
yeah. I hear that.
You can't you can't just put like some dude that's like I guess a rather high position
Again,
at Ferrari.
you could
lead
in
Ferrari. You need
Alpha,
you need like a
not
leader.
Ferrari. Do you think
You need like a
now?
leader.
Do you think, because you could put someone that you said like not a leader in like an Alpha, right? Because they have no real
Yeah.
expectation.
Yeah, because it's Alfa Romeo. I mean, bro, like honestly, like
Is
they're
that
not
is
fighting
that
for the
is that your?
championship. Let's be real. They're
Is,
not, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but like they're not fighting for the championship. Like there's no
yeah.
way.
So
They're
my
not even
question is,
fighting for. They're fighting for P4. They're fighting for P4
no, I say
with
5 or
McLaren
6.
at best. At best. At best, they're fighting for P4, which they technically did. I think they finished P4, right? They did finish P4.
This year?
Yeah.
No, Alpine, McLaren. Then I think.
Yeah, Alpine finished P4, so they're at best fighting for P4.
No, Alpha. We're talking about Alpha.
Oh no! I was talking. Oh wait, shit. Hold up. Yeah, my bad. I got onto Alpine, but Alpha. Yeah, no. Alfa Romeo is like, bro. They're like literally fighting Aston Martin at best.
Mm.
At best. If anything, they're literally fighting Williams and Haas. If we're being honest, even though their lineup is not bad too, but it's like Alpha, bro. Unless they get their car magic, like magic. I'm saying like magic.
Yeah. So is that your number one fear? How this Frederick, right? I don't know his last name.
He's not gonna.
Alpha.
He's not. My number one fear is that Ferrari has everything except for the right team principal. I feel like he's not the right dude. I feel like he's there to like. I don't want to say that he's there to clown around with Gunther, but like he's like the Gunther, but
Gunther knows when to get serious.
Gunther gets serious. That's why I would have actually rather had Gunther over Frederick, because I feel like Gunther, he could do shit. It's just he's stuck with Haas, which obviously Gunther's amazing and he's a legend. I feel like Gunther at Ferrari would have been a better choice. Because honestly, it makes more sense. Gunther could take shit seriously. We've seen him get serious, and we've seen when he gets serious and the team gets serious. I think they finished, if not on the podium, then they finished 4th and 5th respectively in 2018 or 2017 or whatever.
4th and 5th.
Haas, a back marker at this point. Well, okay, Williams is a back marker, but Haas. Bro, at this point, I would have actually wanted to see Gunther there, because I feel like Gunther could straighten out every single thing that's wrong at Ferrari, because he knows how to deal with this shit since he's already had experience with A, Red Bull, B, Haas. I feel like he could do this better than Frederick. I don't know why they chose Frederick, probably because the links and shit and whatnot, but, I feel like Frederick should have just stayed in Alpha, and they should have taken Gunther out, because, let's be honest, in 2023 season, he's literally just going to be playing around with, yeah, exactly, with that guy and freaking what's it called, and
his teammates, the partnership,
exactly, and to the number one driver, best sportsmanship driver. He's gonna be stuck with those two, and I don't want him to be clowning. I mean, again, it's funny that he's clowning around with them, but like honestly, bro really has a shot at being like somewhere like really high, leading a team.
Yeah.
So honestly, I thought that Gunther would have been a better replacement. I really was hoping that he was gonna step up to that point, but I guess Ferrari again chose. Hopefully, I'm wrong with this, and Frederick turns out being really serious, but I don't know, bro. I don't really see him being the type of guy where it's like, yeah, we're gonna win. To me, he looks like the type where it's like, oh, okay, we didn't get first, no problem. We're going to get first in the next race? Okay, no problem. I feel like it's just going to be like, I don't want to say he's going to slack off like Binotto did, but he's going to be like...
He won't be ready for the step up.
I just feel like he's not it. He's just not.
We'll see.
Like, he does not embody the qualities. I really hope I'm wrong, but I honestly would have rather seen Gunther, because I feel like Gunther would have straightened out, A, the strategy, which fucked up each time, B, the mechanics, which really fucked up this year, C, if, the engineers are crapping up, he'd be like when Sainz was overtaking Checo in Silverstone, and they tell him books. No, not Silverstone, in Hungary, I think it was, and they tell him to box in the middle of the overtake. I feel like he would stop all that shit, or at least minimize all that stupidity. Gunther's like, Gunther knows what he's doing. Like, his bro's not an idiot. He knows what he's doing, and honestly, I just feel like he would have been just a better choice. But
yeah, but we'll see what happens. But I have a bit more news for you, and this is pretty...
It was really long, that one. That was a really long rant.
I mean...
I'm not a hater, but, like, it's just... I really would have wanted to see Gunther instead, step up to the plate.
We'll see, though. But...
What are we doing here?
So you know how Red Bull in 2026 want to make their own power unit, right?
Wasn't there supposed to be a Porsche deal where Porsche's going to stake 50% into that?
Well, that fell through.
We saw how that turned out.
Wait.
Or some shit.
But there's more. A report
Uh-oh.
from motorsport.com, a pretty reputable source, saying
Oh, now I'm scared.
the engine manufacturer linked, allegedly, or Red Bull doesn't have to tie up with a manufacturer. They can make it themselves if they want to, but it might be better for
It's
like
technically
resources.
Honda though. I would have just stuck with Honda, bro. 'Cause they're stuck with Honda now.
I mean, they took their employees, but
and their engine
Yeah.
theoretically, because
However-
their powertrain might be Red Bull, but their engine is still technically
yeah,
Honda.
we all know that. But they want to make their own thing, but they also want the help and resources from other actual car manufacturers.
Okay.
One big link right now, as reported by motorsport.com. Take a guess.
Don't tell me. I really hope it's not what you're about to say. It better not be a 4-letter word.
It's a 4-letter word. Actually, no. It's a Ford-letter word.
Wow.
Ford linked with F1 return with
I
Red Bull.
I can't. I'm sorry,
Honestly,
I can't
I think
take
that's
that
a great
serious.
idea for Red Bull. I think that make them so much faster, and Matt should definitely drive that. Nah, I'm joking. I wouldn't. I mean, hey.
I mean, let's be honest. To help Ferrari, I think Ford should start making engines for Red Bull. I'm all for it. I really hope they do sign a deal
That's
so
where
that
it's wrong.
you know.
Wait. They're not gonna make engines for Red Bull. They're gonna build one together. They're gonna help.
I'm sorry, what?
They're gonna help.
So they're gonna. It's a joint partnership, rather.
Red Bull
build
want
an
to make
engine.
their own powertrain, right? Their own
Yeah.
powertrain. They
Yeah.
don't need the help of another manufacturer. However, it'll cost the company a lot of money if they don't get that help. So, what they want to do is maybe they wouldn't be too against the likes of another car manufacturer helping out. Ford's a big link right now.
But bro, this is Ford we're talking about.
Oh, I know.
Ford. You saw what they did with the '93 McLaren.
Well, I know
technically
what
the
they do with their
McLaren.
damn road cars.
That shit don't even, bro. You cannot.
You know what Ford
be
stands
serious.
for, right?
Huh?
You know what Ford stands for, right?
You want to remind us? Want to remind us what the Ford stands for?
Found on road dead.
Oh man.
If they thought
Fucking Ford.
Bahrain and Australia they were gonna have engine failures, just wait till you have a Ford behind.
Cannot put a Ford. I'm sorry.
Well,
Why?
no, I'm just playing on. It's not
Ford-
gonna. It's
Ford-
not gonna be
Ford-
an actual Ford. The thing is, they might combine and create the Red Bull powered.
I mean, yeah, but it still sort of
The
has that.
RBF
The fact that
26.
the fact that it has Ford there is just like, bruh. You know, like I don't want no stinking. Well, actually, I don't care what Red Bull has. I don't give a fuck what Red Bull has at this point. I don't care if they put like a, if they put a, put a Volvo engine in that bitch. I really don't care. I mean, as long as Ferrari wins, I don't really, I don't really care what happens. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want a Ford engine. Like,
Well, also,
even if Ford's partially making the engine or helping Red Bull make the engine, I'm not gonna lie, I would not want to see that in my team's car if I was Red Bull. I'm just saying. I mean, they were pretty successful in the 94-95 Benetton, but then again, they were technically cheating. You remember how they were cheating, right?
I
When they
wasn't
put
alive during that time. You're into the older Formula One. I'm not.
Yeah, but basically, it wasn't active suspension, but rather the control, the car control or whatever that they had, which was banned in '94, but they still had that,
Mhm.
So I don't know how I feel about Ford though. Like, not exactly the most reputable company to have design an engine. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
But then again, if it makes them slower, I'm all for it. If it makes them slower, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
But
pretty nice.
then again, as long as they're not making Ferrari engines, that's all that matters. I don't give a fuck what happens at that
under
point.
one roof. There's no way.
Yeah, that would be pretty
But,
embarrassing.
Any other words? Any other bit of news from you?
I mean, I haven't really heard much other than
Just the team
that. I
principals, yeah.
mean, pretty upset that Frederick was there. As for, didn't the Williams one leave though, or not?
I said Capito's gone.
I'm sorry, but he had no presence either. I didn't even know who Capito was.
He was a rally champion,
I
actually.
know
I think,
Capito.
like a rally driver. That's
Was
his
he
experience
actually?
in motor. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like, I didn't hear bro talk even. I didn't even know what he looks like.
I know.
I swear, I didn't even know what it looks like.
You gotta
Let me see
you
what he
gotta
looks
watch Drive to Survive. It comes out in March, so. But anyway,
What is
guys,
it, Capito?
hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Three Wide Podcast. Be sure to tune in on Sunday, as we're going to have another hot takes episode going on then, and also
Or
coming
hot
up,
cakes.
we're going to have a tier list video of our expectations on every single driver in the 2023 grid and how we expect them to do, and then compare it after the 2023 season to how they actually did, and do one in the mid season as well. But yeah, hope you guys have a good day. Take care and peace, everybody.